Like, there's always the option of having a revolution. We could rise up. There could be an uprising. I'm not saying that we should. I'm not advocating that at all. But I don't know if you've read about revolutions. They tend to happen where people just get sick of the prevailing system. The prevailing system is no longer acceptable to them. And I can't think of a better example of a no longer acceptable system than a world that has normalized genocide. I don't know if you, like me, are feeling a bit, disillusioned and hopeless and stuck at the thought of marching and rallying for like a year and a half, doing our bit in social media, some of us being arrested, and yet our brothers and sisters in Palestine and Lebanon are still being mass murdered. In Gaza, journalists are still being executed for just having the temerity to report on their own ongoing genocide that they're documenting, live streaming every day that we can see on our phones every day, as can the fascistic leaders of the so-called free world. And so maybe it's time to finally realise that if we're looking for our leaders to suddenly grow a moral conscience and do the right thing, we might be left waiting, guys. Maybe we have to take matters into our own hands. And I'm not saying that we should be violent. I'm not saying that we should use force. God forbid we use force. It's not like the powers that be exclusively deal with us through force, not just the extermination of Palestinians and the cutting edge of it, but, even our protests are criminalised and people are arrested and thrown in prison and deported just for being pro-Palestinian. And even, I don't like that term. I don't like the term pro-Palestine. I would describe myself as pro-humanity or anti-genocide. Pro-Palestine seems like there's some sort of equal competition going on and you've picked a side. But this isn't like that. This is asymmetrical war. This is genocide. This is mass slaughter of children. And so, we could take action. I'm not saying we should. And in fact, we don't even have to be violent. We just don't buy their shit. We just don't go to work. We just strike en masse. Because at the end of the day, all these leaders, they still need our compliance to rule. The ruling class are scared. Elon Musk is going on television crying because people aren't buying his shitty car. Disney producers are crying because they accidentally cast a genocidal Zionist maniac and now their film has tanked. They're mortally terrified because they're starting to realise, oh no, maybe the riffraff have figured out that the riffraff have the power, not us. So imagine what we can do if the millions of us gathered together right now, if not billions of us, who are all thinking the same thing. That we tried our best with the peaceful route. We played by the rules, but unfortunately the ruling class, ironically, don't play by those same rules. Imagine if all those people gathered together and said, no, we must stop this mass slaughter now, by any means necessary. We're not buying your shit. We're not going to work. We are no longer being complicit in this system that has normalized genocide. Imagine what we could achieve. I'm not saying we should, but it's worth thinking about, isn't it?